In this Minecraft video, I'm going to try and survive 100 days in Minecraft. But here is the twist. Not one, but two of my friends are going to spend the entire time trying to hunt me down and kill me. If I survive the full 100 days, I win. If either of them kill me, then they win. You ever been chased down by one of your friends in full diamond and one of them on a horse? Well, I have. You'll have to watch to see what happens there. But two things before we begin. Firstly, there is still a massive 93% of people not subscribed to the channel. And I ask, if you go on to enjoy the video, please consider doing so. It's free and it helps me out a lot. Secondly, do you want the 200 days versus or the rematch fight? That's right, I'm trying to be a bit more sly about it. Well, if you get this video again to 5,000 likes, I will get straight on that video. The only other thing I want to say is I want to give a massive shout out to Austin and Chris, the two people who decided to spend this time with me. I will put both of their links in the description below, so please go check them out after you watch this video. Alright, let's begin. It all started on day one when the hunt began. I had one simple plan. Run. So I booked it. I went over an ocean, I ran over a hill. I was running for so long that I eventually just ran out of sprint. I really needed a snack or two to keep running. However, in a classic case of deja vu, I found myself another broken nether portal. The last one only had an unbreaking axe, which I'm not sure would have done me that many favors, but this time I had a sharpness 2 golden axe. Mix that up with some golden carrots and an enchanted golden apple, and I was set for days. I was able to take them both out with relative ease from that point. However, I knew what they were planning to do. If I died the first time, they were just going to charge me straight again, and so my plan was simple. I wanted to get full iron armor as quick as humanly possible. I knew if I wasn't ready, well, they were going to charge me with axe and I was going to die on day 2. So I rushed into the first surface cave. I found enough iron for almost full iron armor. The problem I had was I rushed in there without any food, and so the next day I had to hop up and go and get some more food. I was on the surface on day 2, a couple of pigs here, a couple of sheep there, and oh god! I mean, I knew they were coming at me, but I was surprised with how quickly they was coming at me. And even though I had half iron and a shield, I knew that in 3 or 4 hits with a stone axe, I was gonna die. So I had to play this carefully. I managed to get into this cave behind a wall of creepers, and in a panic, Chris tried to clear them out the way whilst taking a little bit of damage, let's say. I was able to take him out with 1 or 2 hits later, and then I played a little bit of ring around the rosy with the zombie, and Austin didn't put up much of a fight. If it's 1v1, I feel like I could take them. It's just when it's 2v1, that's when the concerns really come in. After sorting through the stuff that they dropped on day 3, I went back to the pig slaughter, and oh boy, was there a lot of pigs. I mean, my god, look at the pork that I have. It's nearly 2 stacks worth. It's always fun to go on a pig genocide. Just me, or? I then decided to run a bit further out, just so I had some more time in case the hunters did come back at me. I found this nice little ravine on day 4 and decided to set up a temporary base, just so I can keep coming back to if I ever need to, you know, drop something off. And whilst digging down, I instantly found myself a mine shaft. Don't have to worry about any bows. I can just pick up a bunch of string here and, you know, worry about other stuff long term. And what's this? A fire aspect book in a chest? I'm gonna put that on my axe straight away, and hey, why isn't it working? On day 5, I got myself full iron armor and enough iron for a spare anvil. There wasn't really much left in the cave at this point, so I decided to, you know, skedaddle. And by the time I got up, it was day 6, where I spent the day looking for leather and sugarcane. I found sugarcane really quickly because it's everywhere. It's just leather. That was the problem. To the glue factory you go, Mr. Horse. What a terrible joke. So we were back in the mines. I had my pickaxe swinging from side to side on day 7, where I found some diamonds. It was 2. On day 8, oh hey, more diamonds. What? 1 more. Huh. By the end of the day, I did have 2 more though, so I was able to get an enchant table. I heard a creeper explosion in the distance on day 9, and well, I decided to book it. I actually don't know what this was because I asked them about it later, and neither of them said that it was them. In fact, one of them was too busy scrolling through TikTok. So as you can tell, I was probably getting a little paranoid at this point. I finally made myself that diamond pickaxe and got myself a shiny little enchant table. It took me a little while to find lapis lagoogles because I never pick up lapis lagoogles otherwise. Thank God for the power of editing, or you'd have to see me running around this cave for 7 years. Now that I think about it, that's pretty much just a let's play. I started working on my enchants on day 11 and purposely focused on getting protection on my armor because I've been informed by multiple people that you should just get protection on your armor. It's the best way to go about it. Because of the lack of books I had to settle with a sharpness 1 axe and a power 2 bow. So overall, I think I'm alright. I was planning to head back to the ravine where my base was when, yeah, I may have forgot exactly where I was. Power of editing, am I right? It only took forever, no biggie. On day 14, I was relocating for the 3rd time. I was out of cave again. I was heading up this mountain and oh, hello there. Here's an interesting fact about Chris and Austin. So they do have my coordinates, but they're not skilled Minecraft players, let's say. And so they might have my quartz, but they obviously aren't tracking it perfectly because they don't have that sort of Minecraft sense. And so it really wasn't too hard to get the drop on Austin. I could tell very quickly that they didn't have enchantments whilst I did, though because it was 2 of them versus 1 of me, I think it was a relatively easy fight. My strategy was to basically just doing drive-by hits, where I'd hit them and then run past, slowly whittling away at their armor and health. I also had a well-placed bow shot hero there to keep my distance. I think my plan was working, especially when Austin made the incredibly amazing choice to kill Chris totally on purpose. I guess he just really didn't want the video to end in the first 14 days, so he took out Chris for me, and then shortly after I took out him. On day 15, I found myself a nice permanent base to set up. I called it the treehouse, despite the fact it wasn't a tree, nor a house. But there was this single tree here, so I just was like, hey, that'll do. I picked up some bones and I started heading out. Now, if you watch my videos, especially the hunted videos, you know for a fact that I always aim to go out into the world and get some companions. In the first ever hunted video, I got the pack. In the first 100 days on the last hunted video, I got the packers. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between, let me introduce you to the pack attack. I call them the pack attack. I need to make it clear that I'm going to constantly keep making these jokes for as long as I make these videos. I could think of something dumber like, I don't know, pog dog, but I mean, only idiots would say that. I got back to my base on day 17, and I decided to take the pack attack caving. I call them the pack attack. And oh boy, was that a mistake. Watch them burn. Watch them fall. Watch me trying to save them pathetically. Watch me fail. Oh, this is just sad. You wanna know the saddest part of all of this? The pack attack was a great name. I just wasted the name of the pack attack. Oh my god. They didn't even fight. They survived 2 days. What a terrible time it is to be me. Days 19, 20, and 21, I spent quite a while actually caving. I had myself a nice amount of diamonds, enough to make myself both an axe and a chest plate. I also found a lot of gold. You could say that I found a gold mine. No, please don't leave. Was that? Oh my god, I hate myself. Once I got that all done on day 22, I headed up to the surface because I was struggling for books. I had all the sugar canes I ever need, but I couldn't find any horses, llamas, anything that would drop leather. Luckily for me, I didn't need that though, because nearby there was a village. And in that village, a library. And now I've got plenty of books. I don't need to worry about books for the foreseeable future. When strip mining on day 23, I mean, people ask me to make the videos longer. This is the stuff I normally cut out, but here we are. It was roughly around the night of 23 or the start of 24 where I found myself a cave. I started working on buffing up my enchantments. Started by making my axe sharpness 2. I then worked on getting every single piece of armor to protection 2, except my leggings. Why the leggings? Well, that's nobody's favorite piece of armor, let's be honest. I had a couple more diamonds and a little bit more gold to finish off the cave. I realized that making a diamond helmet means that making the protection 2 helmet was a really bad choice. The next plan was to buff up my bow, but at this point I was out of books, so I had to head to the surface to get some spiders. I only got 2 strings worth on night 26, so I had to wait until the next night. And of course, on the night of 27, the first spider I got me the string that I needed to make the bow. After a quick nap, I started working on the enchant again, got a power 2 bow now. As far as I'm aware, I'm set for the next fire, and I know it's coming in the next few days. It's just how this works. I just needed to get myself some arrows, so once I had everything set up, I headed back to the surface and started looking for some chickens. It was day 30 where I found myself a nice flock of chickens, and they found my axe, let's say. I wanted to set myself up for at least the next 50 days, so I wanted to kill as many chickens as I possibly could. The only problem is, as fun as it is to kill every chicken you'd ever want, you then have to do the whole flint thing. So here's me sped up at grinding as much flint as I possibly could. I went through 3 iron shovels. Even when I've sped up the footage, I'm still watching this bored out of my mind. Why is this a thing? Why do you have to spend 7 years grinding flint? This is so sad. Anyway, on to the next day. Once I had all the flint I needed, I then spent the next day heading back to the treehouse and... oh god. Oh god. This was scary because they actually looked like they put some strategy into their plan. Austin, the first hunter, had full diamond armor, whilst Chris, the second hunter, didn't have any diamond armor, but he did have a horse. And I really didn't fancy my chances, so I kind of wanted to run, but I realized that I wasn't going to get that far even if I did. And so I tried to set up another ambush. It sort of worked. I mean, I got a little bit of a jump on them, though I didn't actually land a hit. We'll not talk about that. I didn't want to get into an axe fight with Austin because I really thought that I wasn't going to be able to do enough damage to him whilst he does the damage to me. So my plan was to keep my distance from him and try and take out Chris as quickly as possible. The only problem is that his bleeding horse wouldn't stop moving. It did take a while, and a couple of hits later I was actually able to take it down though. That was the first problem of 3 done. The first problem was the horse, the second problem is Chris, and then the biggest problem is Austin. I tried to charge down Chris, but it just wasn't working. Every time I got close to him, he was able to knock me back, and then Austin was just able to hit me as well. It didn't help when I got stuck in this water and my health was dropping fast. I was panicking. I was panicking a lot here. And so I probably did this a bit prematurely, but the Uber apple, the enchanted golden apple that I got on day 1, it was time to eat that. It wasn't going to buy me the automatic win, but it was going to buy me the time that I needed to at least take out Chris, which I did. It was only 1 hit he needed to actually take him down, which I wasn't going to complain about. However, as you could probably tell, Chris wasn't the problem. It was Austin. Chris was always going to go down in 5 or 6 hits. Austin was going to take at least 20. I tried to keep my distance because that was my smartest play to make. I had arrows for days and legs to run, so in theory I should never have been caught. In theory. However, I never felt like I was ever doing damage to Austin, like, at any point. It was just not gonna happen. And when I ran out of golden apples, yeah, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it? And then my footage froze, and here we are on day 100, where I won. Yay, ooh. Whatever. Yeah, so technically didn't make it a third of the way through 100 days, but I thought it would be still cool to show my failed attempts. I mean, where's the fun in not showing your successes if you have your failures as well? So, yeah, I guess that ends this video. I thank you for watching, whether you enjoyed it or not. And I will get working on the rematch as soon as that like goal is hit. Thank you for watching. Take care, everybody.